century, the interest to probiotics returned because people realized that antibiotic is not a solution to the infection disease, because the amount of resistant strains to antibiotics increased dramatically, and there is no way that people who are trying to solve the problems of relationship between the human beings and its microbiota can be solved by chemical products like antibiotics. So that's how probiotics rised again, and the product of probiotic containing foods, mainly yogurts and drugs as well, increased. So, for example, in contemporary Russia, several probiotic drugs are taking the market, and they are quite successful. Unfortunately, the scientific part of the whole problem is not very well done, and people do not know much why and which probiotic is better than the others. So our goal was to look to the specific scientific features of the probiotic in order to select the strain, probiotic strain, which have the best health beneficial features for the human organism. So this can be done only employing good animal models and good biochemical studies, good molecular genetics behind the study of the specific strain which can provide these kind of features. If you look at the species which are used as probiotics, anyone can see that two major groups of bacteria are used as probiotics in contemporary pharmaceutical world. Firstly, it is so-called lactic acid bacteria, or lactobacteria, which include lactobacillus, lactococcus, and enterococci. Another group is bifidobacteria, which includes the big genus Bifidobacterium. Our major goal was to study the probiotics included in lactic acid bacteria. And firstly, we looked at the strain which have been isolated from the cream which have been produced in Russia for quite a long time. And we isolated the strain of Enterococcus faecium. We were surprised why this Enterococcus faecium strain was so good in the food product. But when we looked at the strain closely, we found that this strain can inhibit very many pathogenic bacteria, not only among gram-positive bacteria, but again, among gram-negatives like E. coli, Salmonella, Shigella, and that's how diarrhea can be eliminated. That's how we started. Then we started to look at the strain closely. We isolated the strain and have done the complete genetic mapping of the strain and looked at the genes which are encoded by the chromosome of the strain, and found that this very strain, which we called Enterococcus faecium L3, it has at least 5 specific antimicrobial peptides, so-called bacteriocins, in its genome. And these antimicrobial peptides are not only encoded by the genome, but they are expressed by these bacteria. And these little molecules can really kill pathogens. But besides just killing, what the strain does, it doesn't inhibit the growth of normal microbiota of the human beings. So, on the contrary, it enhances the growth of bifidobacteria and enhances the growth of lactobacilli, which are very important players in the whole microbiome of the human beings.